Okay, today we're going to tell you an inside story, and I mean literally an inside story. It's a tale about heroes and villains that's playing out right now on the superhighways inside your body. So, when you hear the word cholesterol, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably some kind of villain, right? This shadowy figure clogging up your arteries, just causing all sorts of trouble. But what if I told you that's only half the story? What if some cholesterol is actually the hero? To really get this, let's use a simple analogy. Just picture your blood vessels as this massive network of superhighways. All day, every day, stuff is cruising around. But just like a real highway, sometimes you get a buildup of the wrong kind of traffic. In this case, it's bad cholesterol getting left behind, and boom, you've got a major traffic jam on your hands. Now, when there's a big mess on the highway, who do you call? The cleanup crew, right? Well, in the story of our bodies, that heroic crew has a name: HDL. HDL stands for high-density lipoprotein, which is a mouthful, I know, so let's just think of it as the good cholesterol. Its one and only job is to be that cleanup crew, patrolling the highways, clearing away the gunk, and just keeping traffic flowing nice and smooth. And that is a huge deal, because smooth-flowing highways are absolutely key for your heart health. Every hero's got to have a superpower, and HDL's is a pretty awesome one. It's called reverse cholesterol transport. I know it sounds super scientific and complicated, but what it does is actually really straightforward and incredibly important. So how does this whole mission work? Well, you can break it down into 4 simple steps. First, the bad cholesterol gets stuck on the highway walls. Second, the HDL cleanup crew shows up. Third, they swoop in and pick up all that extra cholesterol. And fourth, they haul it off to the liver, which gets rid of it. So basically, HDL takes care of the problem before it can cause a massive pileup. But, even the best heroes don't work alone. And some really exciting new research is looking into these amazing helpers that can give our cleanup crew a serious boost. Now, these helpers have 2 totally different jobs. On one side, you've got anthocyanins. You find these in really colorful foods, like berries. Let's call them the crew builders, because their main job is to help make more cleanup crews. Then, on the other side, you have omega-3s, which you get from stuff like fatty fish. These guys are the crew strengtheners. They make the crews we already have even tougher and better at their job. Okay, so we've got builders and we've got strengtheners. But how do they actually do it? Let's dive into the science behind their superpowers. All right, let's start with our crew builders, the anthocyanins. Their entire game plan is about boosting the numbers, making more HDL crews, and just creating a better work environment for them. So they do this in 2 really cool ways. First, these anthocyanins, or ACNs for short, they give a helping hand to a special protein called ABCA1. You can think of ABCA1 as the foreman on the assembly line that builds new HDL particles. So more help for the foreman means more cleanup crews get built. Simple as that. Second, they help keep things balanced inside the body, tamping down stuff like inflammation and stress, which can make the cleanup crew's job way, way harder. Okay, on to our second helper. While the anthocyanins are busy building more crews, the omega-3s are focused on making each and every crew member as strong as it can possibly be. Now, to get this, we have to know about one key ingredient, something called ApoA1. Don't worry about the long name. Just think of ApoA1 as the main steel frame that a whole HDL particle is built around. It is the absolute fundamental building block. So what do omega-3s do? Well, studies are suggesting that they help boost the levels of this ApoA1. And if you have more of these foundational building blocks, you get a stronger, more stable, and just plain more effective HDL cleanup crew. A stronger crew is a better crew for sure. Okay, we've talked about a lot of really exciting science, and this story is pretty cool. But this next part, this is, without a doubt, the most important section in this entire explainer. So please listen closely. I'm going to read this directly from the source material because it's just that critical. It says, neither ACNs nor omega-3s are FDA-approved treatment for HDL deficiency. That's a direct quote. So let's be super, super clear. What we've been talking about today is the fascinating science behind how some of these compounds might work in the body. This is an explainer about early research. It is not a prescription or a recommendation for treating any kind of condition. And to bring our whole story to a close, while HDL is the cleanup crew, and these nutrients might be the helpers, there is only one mission commander in this entire operation, and that is your doctor. Always, always, always talk to a healthcare professional before you make any changes to your diet or you start taking supplements. They're the only ones who see the whole picture. It's honestly just amazing to think about, isn't it? All these complex, incredible stories playing out inside of us every single second. Learning about them just helps us appreciate what an incredible machine the human body really is. Which, leaves me with one last question for you. What other amazing stories are happening inside our bodies right now? Thanks for tuning in.